Jet 24 is your local election headquarters, and we're gearing up for the Pennsylvania primaries just over a month away, and there's a lot to talk about on the local, state, and national levels. Joining us now from Washington, D.C. with some insight is former 3rd District Congressman Phil English. Phil, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Kim.
Well, let's start off with the Republican race for the White House. Phil, you recently joined Tom Ridge and other influential GOP leaders announcing your endorsement for Mitt Romney for president. Why Romney, and why not Pennsylvania native Rick Santorum?
Mitt Romney is the candidate that, in my view, as a conservative, can bring to the mix executive experience and a real vision for creating jobs in the economy, which is his background. I think that if economy is the key issue, and that is my belief, Mitt Romney has the background, the experience, the temperament, and the vision to lead the country forward. I think his track record as governor of Massachusetts is a big asset for him in this race. On the other hand, I respect Senator Santorum. I always supported him in every one of his races. But the fact is, after losing by an 18-point margin, Mitt Romney is the candidate who can better put Pennsylvania into play and better compete in the upper Midwest and the states the Republicans need to win this election.
All right, well, at this time, what's your call? How well will Romney do here in Pennsylvania on April 24th?
I think that's an open question. The fact that it is even being talked about as potentially competitive is very significant in itself. My instinct is that Mitt Romney is going to get a significant part of the delegates and potentially could do very well in the beauty contest. If Rick Santorum, with 100% name recognition, is only parked at about 36% in the polls, then I think he's in real trouble. Again, I'm sorry to see a competition between three guys that I like, Romney, Santorum, and Gingrich, but Romney is clearly the superior candidate, and in Pennsylvania, Republicans want a candidate who can win.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Congress and the redistricting that's happened here. Right now, Erie County is part of Pennsylvania's 3rd district, as you well know. Next year, it will be split into 2 districts, the 3rd and the 5th. What do you think about this change, and is that going to make it harder for the northern part of this district to actually field some candidates?
Well, of course it's going to be a challenge, and frankly, it was inevitable. I'm surprised that some local opinion leaders did not see this coming. With some of the changes going on in the Pittsburgh area and the fact that the state had to lose a seat, it was fairly clear there were going to be some big movements. Every other county in the region had been split at different points. I'm not surprised that they split Erie. They had to do it for geographical purposes because Mr. Thompson needed the population. I think it's certainly going to present a challenge for Erie, but I'm also on record as saying, with 2 members of Congress having a significant population in Erie County, both of them are going to have to pay attention to Erie County, and that's an opportunity for Erie County. On the other hand, I think you can make an argument that Mr. Kelly's district, my old district, the 3rd, continues to be very close on registration, and Erie County is a close second in population. Erie County is still going to be critical for any candidate hoping to represent the 3rd.
All right, Phil, well, we've got about less than 30 seconds left, but it looks like it's going to be a quiet primary for these GOP congressional candidates, the incumbents, but they will have some competition come November. Being a former elected official, can you ever take a lesser-known candidate for granted?
I think the thing to look at is the level of concern, not so much with these 2 members of Congress, but with the institution itself. I think if a candidate shows up with a break-the-mold campaign at a time like this, it's possible to elect a non-incumbent. I know both of these congressmen, Mr. Kelly and Mr. Thompson, are taking Erie very seriously and taking the election seriously, but I think that nobody should write this election cycle off.
All right, Phil English, we thank you so much for your time today, and we'll look forward to speaking with you very soon.
Thanks, Kim.
And we'll be right back.